Hey there, and welcome back to the Sugar Treatment, where we bake and heal together. My name is Anthony, aka the Baking Social Worker. Today is a very exciting episode because I'm responding to you. That's right, one of our viewers wrote in and asked us to do this video, so I'm really excited to show you. We're also gonna have a special guest, someone that you're very familiar with here on the Sugar Treatment. It's my husband, Sean. He's gonna help me in reenacting what happens when you go to your first therapy appointment, which is gonna be really exciting. We're also gonna be making our first fall recipe. It's a 1-bowl all spice cake. It's really delicious and it's super easy, so I'm excited to show you. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and email me at thesugartreatment@gmail.com. Let me know what you'd like us to talk about here on the show. We just might do a video about it. Let's get started. So you'll need a large mixing bowl for today's recipe, and I'm gonna be using a scale to help me measure the ingredients. 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. 1 cup of whole wheat flour. 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and 1 cup of lightly packed brown sugar. So I'm just mixing up my dry ingredients with this whisk until combined, and next I'm going to create a well in the center of the bowl by pushing the dry ingredients towards the side. Now usually we would mix our dry and our wet ingredients separately and then put them together, but because this is a 1-bowl recipe, we're going to do it all in the same bowl, which we love because that's going to help us with dishes later. So now why don't we go ahead and add our wet ingredients. First, add 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of olive oil, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce, 1/4 cup of honey, 1/2 cup of whole milk, and a tablespoon of orange zest. Now gently mix the wet ingredients together. So I've got my wet ingredients in the center of the bowl, and next I'm just gonna take a spoon and mix the wet into the dry. Just really quickly, I wanted to touch on our topic today. I imagine that this person wrote in asking about therapy because maybe they have some feelings about reaching out and making the call and asking someone for help. It's really tough. I think that the toughest thing for a lot of people is asking for help. It's understandable, and I'm hoping that today's video can be really helpful. The truth is, therapists are people just like you, like me. We're nice. We like people. We do this because we want to help. I guarantee if you reach out to a therapist, they are not going to be mean to you. They're not going to be scary. They'll be kind to you. They'll be able to point you in the right direction, provide you with some empathy and compassion. Don't be afraid. So this is looking good. I think our dry ingredients, I'm not seeing any dry streaks come through. Everything looks like it's mixed together. I'm gonna go ahead and pour into my already greased spring form pan. I've preheated my oven to 350, so make sure you do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my mixture and pour into the pan. So what I'm gonna do next is just kind of use my spoon to make sure that the mixture is evenly distributed within the pan, which it looks like it is. Now let's go ahead and put it in the oven for about 33 minutes. All right, come on in.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Anthony. It's nice to meet
Sean.
you. You're
How you
Sean?
doing? Yes. How you
Thanks
doing?
for coming in today.
Oh, thank you for seeing me.
Sure, yeah, and thanks for coming in a little bit early. I know I had some
Lots of paperwork
for you. Yes. It's important that we get the paperwork out of the way. So it's 5 o'clock now. Our session will end at 5:50. Sessions are 50 minutes, okay? Payment is usually taken up front at the top of the session, so we can just get that out of the way. So it's either check, cash. Looks like you're paying with insurance today.
Yes.
So that doesn't apply to you. Couple things before we get started that are really important. Whatever is said between you and I stays between you and I, okay? It's confidential. There are a couple exceptions to that. So if you were to tell me that you were gonna hurt yourself or somebody else, I'm obligated to report that, okay? To make sure that you and other folks are safe. If you were to tell me that there's any kind of child abuse or neglect going on, I have to report that, as well as elder abuse or any kind of dependent abuse. Okay, do you have any questions about that?
No.
All right. So
Makes
then,
sense.
Good. So then let's just get to the meat of this. Why are you here today? What part are you in? Do you have any insight as to where this could be coming from? How long would you say that you've struggled with this?
Since I can remember, yes.
So even before then?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was a lot more of it after she died.
When's the first time you can remember feeling a lack of confidence and sort of like understanding that it was more than just, kind of, because let me preface this. So everyone struggles, right, at some point with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some level of, normalcy when it comes to like, starting a new job or like starting your first day of school, right? Like we all feel nervous about that. So that would be like sort of normal, lack of self-confidence behavior.
Yeah.
But I think what you're describing is more self-defeatist, where your confidence may actually inhibit your ability to perform.
Sometimes, yes.
So when can you first remember that you felt like your confidence was sort of getting in the way? All right, so it's looking like our time is up. How was this for you?
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
A little strange. How do you feel about my cat?
I love the cat.
Yeah, she's really helpful.
It's my first time being at a therapy session.
First therapy session.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Know that this is a process and that you're not going to walk out the door today feeling healed, okay?
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we set expectations. Usually to get the real benefit out of therapy, you got to come at least for a few months. I would say 12 sessions once a week, okay? Is it something that you think that you'd be able to commit to or?
Yeah, once a week, I could do that.
Okay. The first few sessions are going to be very much like this. We're going to talk about you. I need to get to know you and kind of understand the ins and outs of your life, the things that you do well, maybe the other areas of opportunity in your life, areas where you'd like to improve. And then after that third session, you and I will get together and come up with what's called a treatment plan. And we'll talk about, what specific therapies are going to be helpful for you, and how long that will typically take. And then throughout, our time together, we'll reevaluate those goals, we'll reevaluate the plan and make sure that it's working and that you are, seeing the benefits. There will also be homework sometimes, the work doesn't end when you're here, when you leave. Obviously we'll do some good work while we're together, but if you're not trying to implement the things that we come up with in our sessions in your life, then you're not going to see the impact. So, therapy is really about not just checking in once a week with a therapist, but actually trying to develop new life skills. Okay, so that's what I hope for you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
I don't.
No. Well, I have us down then for a week from today at 5. Is that good for you?
That works.
So then I'll see you then.
All right.
Now let's make our frosting. First thing is to add 4 ounces of softened butter, and now add 8 ounces of cream cheese. Let's cream them together. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and last add 1.5 cups of sifted powdered sugar. Mix together until nice and fluffy. We made it!
Yay!
How was your therapy session?
You're such a good therapist.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah.
You see why I'm so good.
But I really have never done a therapy session before.
You haven't, that's
No,
right.
and I know that I should because my husband's a therapist, but
Today's free.
today was free. But I'm also I was scared. There's times I'm scared of it, and I also think I try to justify it too, where well, I don't need therapy.
Yeah.
But
Because you're strong.
right, but
You don't need
some of the stuff when we were role playing, that was real.
It was, yeah.
Those are real things that I struggle with, and maybe seeing a therapist would actually help me.
Well, of course it would. Everyone can benefit from therapy, I promise you. But you did very well. I appreciate you being there for me. It helps to have an actor in the family.
Well,
It really does.
you're welcome.
So, back to this really quickly. What do you think?
I
It
think
smells delicious.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
And I will eat this one. I won't shove it in your face.
I think you're gonna like this one.
This I'll eat.
So what we're gonna do, we're just quickly gonna go ahead and take our frosting and put it on top. This is pretty simple. We're not gonna frost the sides of this one.
Do you want
We're
me
just
to
gonna put
frost
on
it?
top. Yeah, why don't you
I'll
do that?
frost it.
You go ahead and frost.
The one thing is it's easy to talk to you because you're my husband, but what if it was some random
I love how you just shifted
Person.
and decided to take over everything.
Yeah. Welcome to the sugar treatment
Welcome to our home.
with Sean.
So you make a good point. Yes, not every therapist client match is gonna work.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna work because the relationship, when it comes to therapy, the relationship to your therapist is vital. It's really important. You need to feel comfortable enough to be able to be honest, because if you just go in and start telling lies, or you are, too nervous and you're withholding information, then you're not getting the help that you need. It's really important that you can go into the room and that you really trust the person that you're talking to. So I guess the point that I'm making is that if you go and find a therapist and it doesn't work, don't give up. Just go and look for someone else. So I hope that this was helpful to our viewers out there to kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like when you come into the room and just start talking, some of the things that you might hear. Was there anything that was like surprising about it to you, or?
I think it helped me a little bit because I don't know what it's like, and that's why I had never gone.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, what? There's some stranger, but is gonna know all this stuff about me. But I probably would feel more comfortable if it wasn't you.
But yes, you're right, that when it's a stranger and it's someone you don't know, you're not invested in that relationship and you're not as likely to withhold things. So,
and I would also be that person. I would want to search a little bit and see, I know it sounds stupid, but I want to look at pictures, see what people look like.
Sure.
It might make me feel more comfortable with who I'm going to approach and contact.
A lot of people think that, which is why they've developed these online sites where you can go on and it's almost like a Facebook or like a social media where you can see their profile, you can see a picture and what they do, what their experience is. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and email me at thesugartreatment@gmail.com. Let me know what you'd like us to talk about here on the show. This looks so good. Oh
this
my gosh.
is so teeny.
Well, I didn't want to... I didn't want to overwhelm you. We have a whole week to eat this.
No.
We did. We did.
This will be gone in a couple days. Which is why...
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
It's not COVID that's been putting on the weight. It's been the sugar treatment.
There you go. And for those of you out there that have already written me, I have some videos planned.
Yeah.
I do. I have a couple
We'll be doing
topics
them.
planned. So continue to write me. I love hearing from you. Okay, try it.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the best thing you've made.
Why do you like it?
It's fall in your mouth.
The spices are so good because I'm getting the zest of the orange and all the spices, and the frosting is just, it's light, it's not too sweet. It's really good. It's one of my favorites.
Done.
Oh my gosh. I guess this kicks off the fall season for us.
This is the cake you need to make. And you're gonna make this again for Thanksgiving.
We'll make it and comment below. Let me know how yours turned out.
Okay.
Are you good?
I'm good. Bye guys.
Keep it sweet.